In other waters. 1 hour maximum. Icon exoplanet extraction. Transitioning. Hello Traveler presents. A yellow dot. Fireflies? Chris Payne. I'm gonna reduce the volume further. Gonna make me dizzy. All the little things there. Error detected. Rebuilding memory. Unusual color. Yellow on black. Block recovered. Sensorium disabled. There isn't any time left. This is going to be more restrictive than you are used to, but you are resourceful. I know you. I'm sorry, Uki. Uki? But I cannot help. What? I cannot let them find you. We can't lose everything we achieved. Here. Yeah, this I can't decipher. Continue with the boot. Hello? Someone there? This is Dr. Ellery Vass. I urgently need all systems of this suit activating. I've been locked out. And I'm 20 meters below the surface here. I say again, this is Dr. Ellery Vass. Can any operator personas on this suit please respond? Alright, good. Operator active. Activate all systems. Pilot authorization granted. Ooh. Oxygen panel is up and rebreather functioning. I'm off reserve oxygen now. Now let's see. The power panel is activating. Plenty of juice. Let's have a look where we are. Scan and topography readouts coming through. Looking good. Okay, good. The dive panel is active. Current reading of 20 meters. Here. We are heading. I'm seeing the heading panel coming online. Excellent. Okay, utilities available. Let's see. Sampling, sample storage, terminal and retrieval seems to be installed. You don't seem to know what you're doing. You're not an operator, are you? I don't believe you. Operators are little more than voice-activated system dialogues. They don't respond like this. I knew there was something strange about this suit when I got inside. It looks decades old. Look, we don't have time for this, so whatever program or system you are, I need you to work with me. You seem to respond to voice commands, so that's a start, eh? We need to head north. I'll explain once we get going, but right now I'm locked out of half the systems of this suit. Someone somehow has rewritten the permission to only respond to internal messaging. That means you. I'm going to need you to take control. Let's get moving. Please. The southern gully. Deep rock walls rise up towards the surface on either side. The floor is layered with pale sand. The vector is clear. And we move. Good. Whatever you're doing, it's working. Let's keep heading north. Interesting. The narrow pass. A boulder fills the passage, blocking out the warm light of Gliese 667. DC's 3 stars. We should get past it. Okay, so I'm sort of... Map data. The suit's computer. Okay. And I can always scan for new targets. The passage opens out back into the dappled light of the reef's shallows. And then I set a destination, and then, you know, I can set an angle, and then I scan. So far, so good. The softly flowing water is filled with glittering particles of organic matter. Signs of rich and thriving life all around. So, in the water, are those spores? And those stalks to the west, they look like huge fungi. Oh, let's get a sample. This is unbelievable. Actual alien life. How could Mine have kept this place a secret? Or Minnie? I saw her notes at the base when I landed and some telltale signs on approach, but here it is. The first extraterrestrial life humanity has discovered. What? You can't believe it. No, you can't. It's only 20 meters down. So we're scanning those, and I guess those would be places where we can take samples. Fungal creature made up of a series of stalks and plates attached to the rock. Color ranges from dark amber to acid yellow. I wonder how they feed, how they grow, how they communicate. Keep scanning creatures and I'll keep notes. This needs to be studied. Once we gathered enough data, I can name and log each species. No matter what happens here, this is vital work. True. A bed of stalks. This creature's external membrane appears to be made of layers of chitin, like earth arthropods or fungi. Okay. There's a bed of stalks that we can go towards with the suit. Oh, they are mobile. What were those creatures? They were hidden among the stalks. Quickly, try to get a scan. Here. An agile creature. Striped with luminous colors, these flexible flapping creatures move rapidly through the water with little effort. These are such lively creatures. And so colorful. I start logging my observations. Right. I'm seeing a complex pattern of contracting and expanding slits in this stalk's membrane. Mouths or sensing organs? What are you? We gotta get a scan of that one. Right? Isolate now. We have... The colonies are producing a shifting hum. Perhaps it's a form of communication between individuals. Okay. I don't want to scan that one. Stalk patch. Stalks are furred with spores which appear to have drifted down from the northern part of the reef. Sample candidate. Cool. So here we might be able to take a sample. They are covered in spores of all sizes. Perhaps we can sample one of the larger ones. Yes. Alright. Gotcha. Oh, Drace, welcome. We've got one. Biological samples are vital tools for analyzing and understanding creatures. But this suit should also allow you to deploy any sample back into the ocean. Oh, I just realized that I have the camera off and can turn off the extra lights. Hey, Wiggles, welcome. Oh, you know, let's not talk about that. We're having a look at a nice game here at the moment. The second one today. The first one was not really much to talk about. But this here is certainly interesting. Now I was running into way too many tech issues and my day has been exhausting. So I turned off the camera because somehow the camera software is borked. But we are looking at the second game today, so there's that. Powering on. How about you, Wiggles? I hope you're doing better than I'm doing at the moment. So, this is a stalk spore. We just got sample here. You're okay, that's good to hear. It is. It's a very niche game. I said that earlier as an introduction. A game that really doesn't come with a manual. You sort of get some guidance from the game itself while you play. What we know is that we are the computer program or something like that in a diving suit. In this suit is a person that's communicating with us in this chat field down here, the pilot. And the first thing we needed to do was power up the suit and understand the basic controls. And now we're learning more advanced controls. And we can scan with this button. Scan the area and then set destinations or tasks. So currently we were getting our first sample here. Sampling is done via these controls up here. This is the suit's power, the pilot's oxygen level, how deep we are, and this is the scan or confirm command thingy. This is communication, and that's zooming. And that's it, that's the user interface. And this all happens on this topographic map. We are underwater, and we are on a planet called Gliese 667 CC. So we're in space, and this is the first alien life discovered by humanity. And that's all we learned so far. The game is super different. Maybe it's not even a game as such in a classic sense, but it's definitely something I wanted to check out for ages. And it never really fit. And today I have so many different genres and games that I just threw it in there to have a look at it. I think it's worth it. It's weird to have no camera up, by the way. Maybe I can fix it in the break later. So let's make a scan. Right, the yellow ones we already have visited or scanned. These are samples that we could get, or biological entities, I should say. And the triangles are locations. Right. Let's have a look at this. Now we have a look at it, and we get some information here. It's gathering data, basically. The pilot's name, by the way, is Dr. Ellery Vaz. Short is EV. And she's noting down her observations from the suit, which we are part of as a player. Which is, if you played Observation, this is a very similar concept as far as the player role is concerned. So that's pretty smart. There's a bed of stalks here. What does she say? I'm seeing spores entering and exiting the slits on the surfaces of the stalk. Something is being exchanged. Maybe they are like ants. The colony seemed to be broken up into individual patches and then larger groups over a wide area. Right? These fungal dogs that we found. We just learned about them. There's a smooth boulder here. A huge rock sits among layers of lichen. Could it have been thrown here during a volcanically active period in the planet's history? Maybe. Now, we have seen all the data here in this current area, so that means we can move to this location. No, we can't. Why can't we? Normally, I would be able to go there, but it's not possible. Interesting. Sampling available. Maybe we need to... Are there more samples? Oh yeah, look at that. Catch another one. Okay. We caught 2 samples now. Deploy. Okay, I can put the spores outside. And then they dissipate. That's working as it should. Look, those creatures are coming for the spores. Why these ones in particular, I wonder? Oh, we're finding out what they are exchanging. Perhaps different spores carry different compounds, each with a specific purpose or message? What do you think? Could the spores be a way of communicating between different colonies? Could be. But isn't that strange? Fungi on Earth form networks of exchange. Maybe these stalks do the same. Anyway, sorry. I'm not sure why. Let's keep moving. Smooth boulder. Now we can move there. Yeah, I missed that. I needed to dissipate or dissolve one of these spore samples. So, let's have a look. What do we have here? A reef of stalks. Fungal creature which communicates through sound and spores. An interlocking ecosystem seated across the reef. I'm uploading my initial notes. Let's call these reef stalks. We can classify the species later in the lab. Or he's already questioning her, talking to me. The suit, right? The suit. Okay, so we're classifying these reef stalks. There's a silent clearing up ahead. What is it that dictates the reef's growth patterns? Sunlight? The flow of water? Whatever it is, it must be absent here. Well then, let's have a look. Right. Now we got... Oh, we got another... little bugger. Let's see if we can catch him. Another agile creature. These creatures appear to maneuver with a series of siphon jets concealed beneath their folded mantles. They are incredibly fast. They are hard to catch. A spore flow. Yeah, they are coming this way, right? The spores coming from up here, going down there. Spores from the main part of the reef are brought into the southern nurseries here by a steady current. Among these spore-clogged stalks are piles of small stones. Could a creature have gathered them here? Or just the currents? Well, that is a good question. Let's go over there and have a look. Ooh, we can take a sample. Cool. And we have it. Okay, there's more. No, that's it. I don't want to put it out there. Protected by the ridges from the strong northern currents, this could be a safe haven for younger, softer species. we could have a look at that. So, basically, this is a very neat way of making you a scientist. As, you know, you're playing a scientist. You're discovering alien life for the first time in human history. And you are the computer program of the diving suit on the sidelines of that event. That's actually pretty cool. But it's also very niche. I mean, there are not many people who are interested in playing something like this. But, you know, then again, this is something very different and probably a very good experience. It's, you know, it's not going to take 8 weeks to finish it. But it's engaging enough, I would say. The softly flowing water is filled with glittering particles of organic matter. Signs of rich and thriving life all around. Okay, but I think we're going in circles now. Yeah, this is where we came from here. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go back. The nursery didn't really... What's that all about? We're gonna navigate up north now. We could take another sample, but I think it's just a stalk spore. Yeah, I mean, we need samples anyway. So there's that. Flitting around the reef, these creatures chase stalk spores with great enthusiasm. Is this their primary food source? That's a very good question. Now, can I ask you something? Okay, sure. I've worked with AI programs before, but you aren't like them. They are predictable, programmatic, dull. Their intelligence allows them to log and process data, that's all. But you're different. I feel like you're alive. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. Then you are different. I'm glad I'm not just imagining it. But what are you, and what are you doing in this suit? My secret. Oh, there's another one of these fast creatures. Let's see if we can grab it. Come on. These creatures aggressively pursue certain spores but ignore others completely. Can they detect differences in mineral content? Well, we can just see... Yeah, she's, you know, our passenger has a lab. And we should get there to analyze this. The current running into the reef slows here, but further north the water whips down the rift with incredible speed. So we've got to be careful. It's a clear vector. And the background is actually where we are, right? This is just giving us a focused impression of our immediate surroundings, and we're actually moving on this whole background here, which is kind of cool. Wide and long, with sheer rock walls on either side, this deep rift channels unpredictable currents. Okay. From here. Black with spores, this water runs fast and hard. The suit can't push any further north here without better propulsion. It's a bit like a Subnautica. Like parts of the Subnautica atmosphere taken into a different kind of game. This arc is covered in hardened stalks. Perhaps the slow current passing through brought their spores to settle here. Over here. Let's have a look. Ooh, that's big ones here. That's new. A large stalk. Static creature made up of one huge flexible stalk. Unclear if swaying is due to the current or is produced by the stalk's own body. They are incredible, each one a vertical ecosystem. They are leaking spores into the water as the fruiting bodies attach to their skin bloom. Attached to their skin bloom. Full stop. Okay. I can do structure in sentences. Many of these stalks are leaking particles into the water as they sway. Are those spores or something else? I don't know. Gotta investigate. I can't take a sample currently. Maybe here we can take one. Blop. Did you see that? The stalks responded to our movement. They extended as we passed through the arc. Perhaps it was the sound we made when we moved through? We should be careful not to get trapped here. The suit's power capacity is limited. Yeah, it is. Are we on a timer? I hear sounds also. The chitin of the stalk's membrane is very hard, but flexibility is given by a surface of overlapping plates. There's a lot of activity among the rocks ahead. Creatures are grazing on and living among the stalks, forming a complex ecosystem. That's cool. The feeding grounds. Look over to the southwest. That stalk is totally calcified. Looks like a good sample candidate. This one. The planes of this stalk surface The planes of the stalk surface passing over one another must be producing the distinctive hum that can be heard. These creatures must be related to the other stalks on the reef, but seem to have a separate purpose to the lower beds. There's a calcified one. Yeah, its plates are hardened into a rocky shell. Can it be revived? Or is this what death looks like here? Let's go there and have a look. Sample candidate. Oh, we've got more. There. There's lots of that material here, so we should be able to take multiple samples. Got one. There's another. Okay. Stalk bark. Cool. No, that's it. We got all the samples we need. It's safe to assume that the singing of these stalks relates to the communication between colonies seen elsewhere on the reef. Well, Dr. Ellery seems to be certain. The space between the rocks here is thick with stalks. The elaborate patterns they trace across the reef are beautiful. It's also possible that we might get lost here. And north is that way. A shelled creature. Mobile creature with a large translucent shell and 4 swimming appendages which it uses in a rapid rowing motion. They have such beautiful translucent shells. I'll start logging. Didn't read that in time. Whoop. The relationship between these creatures and the stalks is unclear, but they camouflage themselves among the amber colonies. The fast movers. Yeah. Cool. So, I think I'll stop here. It's been half an hour, and I can already see that I find this very interesting, but it's not very interesting to stream the rest of the hour for you guys, because either you want to pick it up, or you find it incredibly boring. So we're going to move on to the next game. That was In Other Waters, and I really like